Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another video for the channel. On this occasion I bring you the second part of Best Mods to Start Playing Minecraft. Mod recommendations for players, first-timers who want to dive for the first time in the world of mods, which guarantee you have a much better one, experience without so much complication, and of course they improve or add something Minecraft is missing. But before starting, as always I remember you that you can leave your like and subscribe, since that will be helping me a lot to continue bringing you the content you love. And we are already around the corner, reaching 100,000 subscribers. And well, without anything else to say, now let's go for the video. The first mod that I will be showing you on this occasion, it's called Sweet Calamity, a fairly recent and excellent quality mod, which will greatly improve progression in your world. Well, today we can reach the dimension of the end. It's child's play, but with this mod everything changes. Well, now in the cherry forest, we must find the pastry villager. That will give you a series of missions that when you complete it will give you the key for the sweet dimension, a beautiful place full of life where everything will be made from sweets. We will have both the gummy forest, ice cream villages, and the dangerous chocolate forest. Dark where we will find to the sweet little witch, and that will give us the magic dust, an ingredient for the creation of new recipes and the eye of Ender. Because yes, this mod will change the classic crafting the item to increase the difficulty in your world, making you now have to spend the whole sweet dimension to be able to reach and defeat the end dragon. An excellent mod that greatly improves your experience in Minecraft, and that it will give you the feeling of being within an RPG adventure and continuing on the path of adventure. Something that many people have complained about these last few years is that the Warden has nothing useful. Or at least that's what people say. At least in my opinion, the Warden, it's pretty good, and this is the main complaint they have. Many players, and by defeating him, he will not be leaving us anything of value. But let us remember one thing, and the Warden is not any kind of boss. But for those adventurers looking for something more, don't worry. Well, deeper and darker is what you're looking for. Well, from now on, when this is defeated, we'll be leaving us a series of unique objects, both to be able to improve our armor, like your heart. Yes, this mod is that essential. With the help of his heart, we will be able to finally open the huge portal of the Citadel, which will take us to the Warden's dimension, an extremely dangerous place with creatures never seen before. Even the interesting abandoned pyramids, structures that will hold some valuable treasures. This is a very simple mod, but it complements quite well the history and origin of the Warden, with new tools, and above all a totally new and different dimension to what has already been seen in the game. Now, let's move on to something a little simpler. Well, Minecraft recently surprised us with the arrival of the Copper Golem, as well as his new tools and armor thing, which, as always, divided many people. Well, they said it didn't bring anything new, and that directly, they would jump into the iron armor as always. But of course, how would you feel about having new armor and that you are? Yes, they contribute something new. Here's the Night Quest mod, a mod that will add a huge amount of new armor with designs, amazing and quite useful functions, some allowing you to move faster underwater, others making you invulnerable to fire damage, and so they will all be giving you something new and special. All just like new tools with hidden abilities. And just in case, also a very funny final battle with the boss of this mod, which will have 3 phases. Different, a highly recommended mod for players, first-timers, and of course also veterans. That will keep you hooked, collecting each of the armor pieces and new tools. The next mod we will have is quest and rewards, which will give you a new purpose beyond adventure. Classic Minecraft, that is always at some point, will feel repetitive. But what would you think about adding quests to your world? Although we already have the topic of achievements, it's not something that really influences the game. So, we don't have a real reason to unlock them is more. I'm sure you'll even get most of them in a unconscious, but well, back to the topic. We will have 6 new structures, each with a creature, waiting for a traveler in search of quests. These can vary as killing a certain number of enemies, or even get some object. We will also have others a little more showy like the Piglin Gambler, which will test us with its gambling games, in exchange for gold bars, being a small addition that will give you a lot of life to your world and new ways to obtain items. And above all, very fun if you find yourself playing on a server with friends, and even more so if you create it on Olimpo hosting, where they offer you high-end servers at the best prices, plus a 20% discount with the pig code 20. I bet you didn't expect that promotion.
¿Cómo te atreves?
If there's anything in which all the players, we agree that Minecraft, it will always be good to add some new creature, is that although some end being and not being useful in the end is appreciated, well, what would you think? Have a lot of new creatures living in your world, each one providing a new mechanic or utility. By catching Alex mobs, it is considered by many players to be the ultimate creature mod, adding both bears, eagles, and giant squids, sperm whales, cockroaches, and even some mini bosses that will give you fights. Very entertaining is that you will not need to explore too much to be able to find you, with some obviously. Depending on the type of biome or dimension, the creatures will be different. But as I mentioned to you, each creature will have a new utility or mechanic, such as raccoons, from letting us use their tails to create beautiful hats, tame them by feeding them some food. And the best, some animals will have Easter eggs when putting a name tag on them. And so there will be more than 90 new species throughout our world. That if before it felt somewhat empty, now it will be full of life. If you are interested in knowing each of the new creatures that it adds, it is way. On the channel you will find my full review. In the next position we will have a Quamaray, a mod that, although not one of the best known, it is not an unnoticed mod either. From now on we will have a new type of biome, Ice Maze, a mysterious one, place where they will appear terrible creatures like deep-sea fish, and other even more terrifying monsters. So much so that the Elagers who were trapped in this language, they had to create enormous bases or shelters to be able to take shelter from them. But above all, the terrible Captain Cornelia, a spirit that will emerge from the bottom of the sea to fight once again and defend their treasure from other adventurers. A highly recommended mod, and with a pirate style, which will represent a new challenge for any player. The next mod I bring you is Enchanting Infuser. This will be more to each person's taste. As we all know, the table of enchantments will release you random enchantments when used, something we cannot fully control. But thanks to this mod, we will have a new and improved enchantment table, allowing us to have much more control in a super easy way than that. Use it will not be necessary to have level 30 though. It will be much more expensive to choose the enchantments, which in a way will make this table is much more balanced. A very useful mod, especially if you count with other mods that add a lot of new armament, and continuing with the improvements in underutilized mechanics in Minecraft, we will have one of the best. Pew's Better Archaeology will add a lot of new targeted content. You guessed the dimension of the end. It's not a joke, but seriously, people, understand that it's over. Minecraft will not give us the update. But well, continuing with the mod from now on, we will have new old structures that will hold a new mysterious object, similar to a totem of immortality, each with a unique and special use. But the thing does not end here. Well, as far as classical archaeology is, we will have small excavation sites where we will get decorative fossils with useful features, being practically a complete improvement. And what should always have been be the arrival of this very interesting mechanics of archaeology. Now, let's move on to something a little quieter. Well, if there is something that we have all tried or wanted to try when playing with mods, it is the decoration. Since currently, we are somewhat limited regarding decorative blocks in vanilla Minecraft. Something that is gradually changing, especially with the last one, Copper Golem update, with the new shelves and even the golem itself. As for the decoration mods, we will have a lot of them, and above all to everyone's taste. In this case, I couldn't decide, so I recommend it to you. The first one is Handcrafted, a decoration mod, vanilla style with all the basics like chairs and shelves, tables, and a new improved bed. In addition to some statues, of course, classic Minecraft creature decorations. All this among many more details. While on the other hand, and a little more complex, when using a furniture refurbished mod. This also has all the basic furniture. In addition to new work tables. One for the creation of new furniture. The other will be a power generator. That will allow us to activate some decorations that require electricity, being a much more sophisticated method than the actual redstone, and that will lead to your constructions to a new level of decoration. And finally, we will have Jaden's nether expansion. That practically, it will be a nether update too. And everything that will be added fits perfectly. Con Minecraft is of new creatures, evolved thanks to the Spectrum, a bunch of new decorative blocks, and of course, the constructions, of which we can highlight some of them. This will be a mega construction, very similar to an ancient citadel, where we will find hidden trunks, in the purest style of the trial chambers of Date. And it is that basically, that will be the concept of this place. But walking, it is much better, because each floor of the Colosseum will have a greater difficulty as we go up, and which can only begin when lighting the center and a candle. This same candle will be the one we must protect, because if it is destroyed by the enemies that are generated, we will have lost the challenge. However, if we manage to endure for a few minutes, will reward us with this flame by serving like a key to the hidden chest of the Citadel. Without a doubt, one of the best accessories one Minecraft should have. But now tell me, what did you think of these mods? Which of all of them was the one that caught your attention the most? You can also tell me what other type of mod would you add to the list, or also, what other type of mod would you like to see appear in some upcoming video? I'll be reading you in the comments. Well guys, I hope you liked it, that they had fun. That's the most important thing for me. If you liked the video, I would ask you to please leave your like. You will comment what you thought of this video. What other types of videos would you like to see on the channel? And also subscribe, that is very important. Remember never to disturb the shoe build birds. And see you in the next video, bye.